Hello friends, today we will study how to plot a time temperature transformation diagram for given steel. Depending upon temperature of transformation, austenite may be transformed into perlite, bainite or martensite depending upon various cooling rates. The kinetics of above transformation is indicated on TTT diagram, that is time temperature transformation diagram. These diagrams one can choose a proper cooling cycle to obtain the desired transformation products that can be observed by microstructure so as to obtain required properties in component. So we will see what are different experimental procedures to be carried out in plotting a TTT diagram. Firstly, we have to select a steel. It may be a hypo-eutected steel, hyper-eutected steel or a eutected steel. TTT diagram can be experimentally determined with the following steps. As shown in figure A, we are going to heat number of steel samples of size suitable for metallography in austenitic region throughout the experiment. So this A indicates a salt bath furnace which is maintained at a temperature above A1 temperature. Throughout the experiment, the austenizing temperature must be kept constant. During heating, oxidation and decarburization should be avoided by suitable measure such as by using salt bath. So this A figure indicates a salt bath furnace where number of specimens are dipped so that 100% austenitic structure is formed. Then soak these samples for sufficient time so as to obtain homogeneous austenite. The time of soaking should also be kept constant throughout the study. Then this second bath is maintained at a subcritical temperature, that is below A1 temperature. For example, at first experiment, this temperature of bath is maintained at 700 degrees Celsius. So one by one, these specimens are taken from the first salt bath furnace and they are dipped in second salt bath furnace which is maintained at subcritical temperature. Then remove these samples one by one at fixed interval of time and quench them in a brine water solution. So this C indicates a brine water solution. This is used for quenching purpose. Due to this, the untransformed austenite will get transformed into martensite. So as if you are observing here, A indicates a salt bath furnace which is giving a 100% austenitic structure. But when some samples are taken out from A bath to B bath after some definite time interval, complete transformation will not occur here. So the samples which are kept for very less period, that in that specimen some very less percentage of perlite will get transformed and remaining will get untransformed, and that remaining untransformed austenite will get completely transformed into martensite when that specimens are dipped in the third water quenching bath. Then study is carried out for these samples metallographically to find out time of start of particular transformation and end of transformation. For example, if study is done for eutected steel at say 600 degrees Celsius, means this second bath is maintained at 600 degrees Celsius or 700 degrees Celsius. First few samples may show martensite, that is before quenching it was austenite, indicating that transformation has not started yet. Next few samples will show perlite and martensite, indicating that perlitic transformation is in progress, and the perlite transformation is complete. Rest of the samples will show perlite in their microstructure. In this experiment, we will have to note down the time to start and end of transformation. So here schematically microstructure will show how the transformation will begin. So this red color line indicates A1 temperature, means all the samples which are kept at A bath will show a complete 100% austenitic structure. Then this second red light indicates a second bath furnace which is maintained at 600 or 700 degrees Celsius, that is at subcritical temperatures. And this third red line indicates third bath, that is which is maintained at water quenching bath, or which is at a room temperature. So say some samples are taken out from the first quenching bath and they are dipped in second quenching bath, which is maintained at lower critical temperature, subcritical temperature, after some definite time interval. So that time interval may be suppose 2 second, 3 second, 5 second and 7 second. So when the sample is dipped from first quenching bath to second quenching bath, only 5% of perlite will transform and 95% of untransformed austenite will remain. Then when second sample is dipped, it is for 3 seconds, so some percentage of perlite will increase, so it will transform to 25% perlite and 75% it will transform as untransformed austenite. Similarly, in case of 7 second specimen, 99% perlite will transform because it is held for some more period than the earlier specimen. So 99% perlite will transform and only 1% of austenite will remain as it is. Remaining austenite, which is untransformed austenite, will get completely transformed when samples are taken out from second quenching bath to water quenching bath. So here you can observe 5% perlite will remain as it is, 5% perlite, and 95% austenite will get transformed into 95% martensite because of sudden quenching. Similarly here 99% perlite or almost 99% perlitic transformation has occurred here, so it will show here 100% perlitic structure. So metallographically you have to find out percentage of perlite transform. So here graphically it is shown that transformed perlite versus time curve. So this will be the incubation period. So as the time increases, as here you can see the time is increasing from 2 second to 5 second and 7 second, so that will increase the percentage of perlite transformation. So after joining these points we will get a S-shaped curve. So this S-shaped curve will be for temperature which is maintained at subcritical temperature, say it is a 600 degrees Celsius. So this will be the S-shaped curve for 600 degrees Celsius. Then again we have to carry out same experiment, similar kind of experiment by holding specimens with a lesser temperature, that is for 550, 500 degrees Celsius, 450, 400 degrees Celsius, and you have to get similar kind of S-shaped curves. And again you have to superimpose all these S-shaped curves on a common curve to get a final TTT diagram. So here all the S-shaped curves are combined here. So this will be first S-shaped curve for 600 degrees Celsius sample, which is the bath is maintained at, second bath is maintained at 600 degrees Celsius. This is for 700 degrees Celsius. When the second bath is maintained at 700 degrees Celsius, that S-shaped curve is there. Similar different S-shaped curves are plotted here, which are superimposed with the subcritical temperatures. So here you can observe incubation period where there is no any transformation has occurred. Then next step is to draw vertical lines from this S-shaped curve to a common curve. So this point indicates perlite transformation start point and this point indicates perlite transformation end point for this 600 degrees Celsius specimen. For this 700 degrees Celsius specimen, this point indicates perlite transformation start and this point indicates perlite transformation end. Then next we have to plot one horizontal line with a constant temperature, that is isothermal temperature. Suppose for 600 degrees Celsius specimen, we have to plot one horizontal line from 600 degrees Celsius. Then similarly for 700 degrees Celsius specimen, we have to draw one 700 degrees Celsius temperature line, horizontal line. Then we have to project this perlite transformation start point and perlite transformation end point on that constant temperature. So here we have projected perlite transformation start point here and perlite transformation end point here on this 600 degrees Celsius constant temperature. Similarly for 700 degrees Celsius, perlite transformation start point is projected here and perlite transformation end point is projected here. Similar kind of experiments are carried out for other subcritical temperatures, and finally all the perlite transformation start points are joined together to get a common S-shaped curve like this, C-shaped curve like this, and all the perlite transformation end points are joined together to get a perlite transformation end curve. So this will give a combination of C-shaped curve, and that is called as a TTT diagram. So it is a curve of temperature versus time, which is a time log scale. This figure will give idea how much time it will take for transformation of austenite into perlite. So beyond this curve towards the right hand side, there will be complete transformation of perlite, that is perlite transformation has ended. But below this, towards the left hand side of this C-shaped curve, there is a untransformed austenite which is not yet transformed, and in between this C-shaped curve, both C-shaped curve, there will be a transformation is going to be happening. So there will be combination of austenite plus ferrite or austenite plus bainite and austenite plus martensite structure. So this figure will play an important role in studying a heat treatment cycle, in deciding the cooling rates for different heat treatment cycles. Thank you.